All right, we're live. Welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike. I don't even have the email sent out yet. I'm doing that right now. We're late here, technical difficulties. I had to work on the GunTube server a little bit. It wasn't playing ball, so you know how that goes. And yeah, at this point, just tons of problems. So I blame budget for GunTube not working properly tonight. It's all Budget Gun and Gear Reviews' fault because he gave me the technical difficulties bug. So that's just how it goes. So with that, let me send the email out so everybody can join in. I only have like 3 topics tonight, so hopefully that's enough. But they're not great topics, unfortunately. No, there's no good news tonight. I wish there was. So there, the emails are sent out. I hope everything is coming through good, though. No. So if everything sounds good, we'll continue on. It's just we're working on things tonight. I was trying to get GunTube ready for the show, and then technical difficulties. God damn it! Always happens when you least expect it, right? So, Daniel, I've already mentioned it before. We've got it. I've already got the purple gown. I haven't done a video yet. I actually have to go and mow the lawn and trim some brush around the Night Strike gun range because it's a little overgrown. So I got to do that tomorrow, and then I can start prepping the area for filming again because I haven't gone shooting in the backyard lately just because of the factor that the ammo situation not so great. Because it's hard to get ammo right now. But again, that's to be expected. So hopefully things will get better. And George has his camera on, so there we go.
No, just disabling the low bandwidth mode.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
You do have a computer you could throw this on. You can just use a laptop.
Yeah, I know. My laptop's too old. It's from 2010, man.
Does it run Windows 7?
I can't remember now. I haven't used it in a long time.
If it runs Windows 7, it's still good enough to just do voice chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got a couple friends that I get together online and they role play and stuff, and they just started doing Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and they wanted me to join. I was like, dude, I don't have a laptop right now, dude, that I can join you guys, unless I use my phone or something, because they use a Google Meeting or something like that. App.
Google Meetings is just like Hangouts.
Yeah, it's like Hangouts and stuff, and I just call on the phone. They did just like how you did it, where you can call the number and you can be calling like on the phone. You just put the pin, and it connects you, so you can hear everybody can hear you and you can hear them. It's that. That's how I've been doing.
Which that's going away, by the way. So I'm not gonna have the call-in feature anymore on GunTube because there's not enough support.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I don't have the money to keep that up.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're gonna have a GunTube telethon,
No, that didn't work. No, I'm not gonna get shit for that again. No way. So. All right. We got a couple of comments out there we'll read, and then we'll We'll get through this. And no, Warsaw, we are not getting on the whole thing about Ukrainians and Russians and whatnot. We're not getting there. We're not going there tonight. No. So, Daniel says, okay, laugh out loud. At Night Strike, if you're going to buy a pre-built gaming PC from Amazon, which one would you buy? Well, you'd want, if you're going to get a pre-built system, you probably want to go with, something like CyberPower, or another brand particularly like that. You don't want to go with Dell's Alienware stuff. You don't want to go with HP stuff because HP, well, they overcharge you. Dell and HP overcharge you for what you, what you get.
Yeah, and then right when the warranty is about to expire, bam, the computer goes down.
Like, I hate to use him as an example, but a friend of mine who you guys all know, he bought an HP gaming PC a year or two ago, and the problem was they gave him like the lowest level graphics card in it, like a GTX 1050 2GB. They gave him like an APU 4-core processor. And they gave him like 8 gigs of RAM, and they charged him like $500 or $600 for it.
Wow.
Okay, that's really crappy for a gaming PC. And no, Warsaw, that's not what I meant. You stop that, otherwise I'm going to smack you out of the chat. So, but go with the CyberPower if they got good specs. I mean, as far as a graphics card, you want anything that has 4 gigabytes or more of graphics memory. Daniel, this isn't supposed to be a computer. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Since we haven't started yet, we're still waiting for people to come in here, and Daniel is giving me money. I will help Daniel out. So all right, Daniel. First, I need you to tell me what your budget is, so I can give you a recommendation. Okay. Again, we got a super chat from Daniel. He's saying screen share the Amazon gaming PCs I need. Well, tell me what your budget is. You have to have a budget. Like, do you just need something like fast $500, or do you have a certain amount of like a decent gaming computer? Low end. The low end is $500. Okay, the high end, the mid range is usually about $600 to $750. Okay, the high end is usually $850 to $1,000. So, depending on how much you have to spend on a gaming computer, Daniel, depends what you get. Less than $2K. Okay, all right. That's better. That gives us something. All right. Let's go to Amazon. I'm loading it up, so give me a second, guys. I know you couldn't, Warsaw. I know you couldn't. Tony says he's using the MSI G75. Well, that's great if you want a laptop, Tony. But he says he wanted a gaming PC. He didn't want a laptop. He wanted a desktop. Unless, Daniel, you want a laptop. There are plenty of choices for laptops, and you can spend less than that and get peripherals and whatnot.
And it's portable.
When I mean peripherals, I mean like you can get like an external keyboard or mouse or monitor and whatnot. But let's see. Man, they got too many categories. So, computers. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to screen share this for Daniel because we haven't started hit or miss yet, but screw it. Let's do this live, right?
Yeah.
All right, so he needs a desktop. All right, so when you go to Amazon, you click PC gaming, okay? Because you go at the top, you just click search, PC gaming. All right, you want a desktop, so you go to desktops. And yes, it's easier to navigate this than try and navigate through a whole bunch of stuff. Trust me on that. But it's not showing anything up. That's odd. Let's do that. Let's see. Go Prime. I got Prime. Gaming desktops. Come on. You got gaming. Apparently, they don't have any gaming desktops. Whoa. So, let's see. Let's do Cyber Power. Good Lord, where's all the gaming PCs? There it is. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yes, Tony, desktop or ball and chain, but unfortunately, if you need a really ridiculous graphics card, you need ball and chain, unfortunately. So, I mean, with what's out there right now, you know, a 3060 is basically the newest version of the 1060. Okay, it's got more cores, it's got more memory. Okay, but you can go with the 1660. That's still pretty good. You know, save yourself some money. Do not go with a 1030. A 1030 is way outdated. The minimum you should go on a PC if you buy a new PC is a 1050. And that's NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050. Or you want a 1060, a 1070, or a 1080. And likewise, if you can get a PC with a 2060, a 2070, a 2080, go that route. So, and no, I'm not looking for flags, Warsaw. So again, you could also go iBuyPower. iBuyPower aren't bad with gaming PCs. Just I would not go with anything HP. Look, they said they'll give you a 1650, which is like a 1050, but they give you an i3 processor. Okay, i3's not great for gaming. If you're going to game, you want an i5 or an i7. Jesus. So, you know,
Indeed.
there's a lot of confusion out there. With the right, as far as a Ryzen, you want like a 2700 or better, a Ryzen 5 2700. You want at least 8 gigabytes of memory, 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you're gonna game, I really would recommend 16, but again, it's what's out there. So, I mean, there's a lot of them out there. I'm not going to point them out. I can give you specs, but let's just go here. Let's go that. Let's see. AMD Ryzen 7. Let's see. Power. Let's do. Okay. Let's go down. Two. That's either way. You can have either. It doesn't matter. GeForce GTX. All right. Here's one. Let's see. Is it in stock? No, it's not in stock. Well, good. Great. Good job, guys. Good job. You don't have anything in stock. All right, let's go 8 gigabytes. You'll have to upgrade later. This is how it goes right now. Let's see. Is there anything? No, there's not. By the way, there is a silicon chip shortage right now, so a lot of this is dependent on what's available. Okay. You want me to point you to a good one? All right. Well, let me go through some of these. All right. I got to see what specs there are so I can go. Let's go Prime. All right. Again, as I said, you want an i5 or an i7. So, if you're gonna, you go with an Intel. 3600, a Ryzen 5 3600 is not that bad. That's pretty good. You do not want a Dell, trust me.
Dell.
No,
Dell.
they don't have a lot of options here right now. Honestly, some of these prices, I could build a computer better than some of these prices. That's just a fact. And I do build computers for people better than these prices. Good Lord. The only problem is that the reason why prices are so high right now are because it's hard to get a graphics card because all the cryptocurrency miners have been buying up all the graphics cards, and then there's also the scalpers that have been buying up graphics cards. So it's been hard to get a graphics card for a decent price. That's why some graphics cards are like $500 to $1,000 depending on what kind of graphics card. So. Let's look. See, there's any Ryzen 7 stuff out there. There we go. Let's see. This one's pretty good. Well, it's an HP though. That's a bummer right there. I wouldn't go with HP. But the problem is CyberPower. It's there, but it's out of stock. Only one left in stock. There you go. It's under 2K. It's literally almost 2K anyways. So.
Dang.
But it's liquid cooling though. That's pretty good. Let's see the Ryzen. Yeah, here, this one's not bad. Let's see, it's 1660. That's decent. If you could find a better one. See how much this one is. They're out of stock. Great. Okay. No, you see, that would be funny, Tony, if China didn't ban all forms of cryptocurrency. But yeah, as far as brands, honestly, I would stay away from HP and Dell. But if they have the options that you want, then go for it. But be aware that they're not going to give you the best price. As far as what's out there, honestly, this isn't that bad. I would kind of go something like this right now. Right there. That's not bad. You got 16 gigs of RAM. You got an 8-core processor. You've got a 1660. It's not the best graphics card, but it's still decent. It's still a decent line graphics card. Again, we're limited by what's going on. It's got a 500 gig SSD. That's a little low, but again, that doesn't stop you. There's still enough space to throw in these cases. Here, let me see if I can decide. Usually, the power supply is usually in here in this part area, and then you have the hard drives and whatnot over here, and you would just be able to throw in another, another SSD, or you'd be able to throw in a mechanical hard drive, like a 1 or 2 terabyte, and that would do you good, because that's all you need with that. And if you can plug in 2 wires, if you can plug in just the data cable and the power cable on a PC, you're fine. If you can't do that, find a friend that can. So yeah. So something like this right now, I would recommend, because I wouldn't recommend overpaying for what's out there right now. Especially if all of them have like 1660s. I wouldn't pay like $2,000 for a system with just 1660 in it. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about mining whatsoever right now. We're not getting into a mining chat, Sync Doctor 78. So just that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Daniel, shoot me an email. I can shoot me an email, nightstrike@gmail.com, and I will go and I will compile a list for you on a couple systems you might be interested in. I'm not going to do it live on air just because there's just too many factors right now. I need to know again. I would recommend something like what I just posted. So, the best option would be the build it yourself option. But if you're not confident that you can build it yourself, the best option would be go to a company that does build custom systems. As I said, I build custom systems, gaming systems for people. So, again, you can if you want one built, I can build one for you and send it out to you. And it's not like I do bad work. I actually do decent work. So, I know it's ridiculous, but my computer's working. So, and I built this computer that I'm using right now. I built it several years ago, and I've upgraded it since. And it's still working. So, just saying. All right. Anyways, but if you want a pre-built solution, just give me some more info, and I can compile a list for you, and I'd love to help you. And again, I want to mention this. I know I'm not really a tech channel. I'm more of a gun news, and I'm more of a discussion channel as far as YouTube. But I've done that. I've done the whole build the Raspberry Pi videos, and if you haven't seen it, I've got a playlist on my YouTube channel of which you can watch some of those videos. I would like to actually, if I could get the money together to build a new gaming system, a newer one, to show you guys, I'd love to do like a live on-air build of a computer. And granted, I won't lie to you. Depending on whatever problems there are with this computer, the live stream may be like depending on how fast I can build it. The fastest is half an hour. The at most is 2 hours, depending on what kind of computer. And yet you're right. Tony, only for you, buddy, because Tony, just saying. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I would like to do some more tech stuff, and I do have a second channel. Believe it or not, if you look up Night Strike 1, you will see, you'll see two channels. I do have two channels, and I have trying to put some of my more produced stuff on the second channel. Yes, that is. But again, I just I don't mind giving people advice on stuff. And if you guys want to come in and talk tech stuff, sometimes on the Thursday and Friday chats, I don't mind if you guys want to talk tech and guns. I don't care. You guys can come up with the topic. We can always talk about it. It's just usually the Tuesday nights are for the gun news and gun discussions, right? So, George.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Yourself?
I had a bit of technical issues with hit or miss earlier this evening. So with GunTube, I was trying to upgrade the servers, and then they didn't want to upgrade quite right. And I had to rush to try and get it set up so we could start hit or miss. I sent out the emails super late this evening.
I kept checking chat because sometimes I look for your email first, and then I'll say, well, okay, hold on, let me see if he already has it. Like, how you can set up for a future chat, and okay, said, okay, he's doing a show tonight. Okay. So I'm like back and forth,
Yeah.
refresh email.
And guys, I know if you guys have any tech, if you need any tech advice, like whether it's computers or whether you're looking at this new piece, like this new TV or this new, whatever it is, or if you need help with a stereo system. I have set up several stereo systems for people before, just because they want to integrate it with their computer, their home theater system, and they want to integrate it with their Roku and their cable box. I mean, I've done the whole thing. It's a pain in the ass, but I've done it. So.
Yeah. And sometimes I hear if you have the knowledge on putting together a PC, some people rather put it together just like building your own AR, and stuff. Because you get to customize what you want on it. Like I said, I want better graphics card. I want more memory or, so a better monitor and stuff.
And I know we're getting off on a tangent.
Yeah.
And we're getting off topic, but I do want to mention this. For anyone that is a little squeamish on building your own computer, and this is desktops in general, okay? Because building a laptop is a pain in the ass. I don't recommend it. I've done it before. It's a pain in the ass. I don't recommend it. But if I can get the money together to build a new system, guys, I would like to actually build a system to show you guys how easy it is. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's really easy. It's just, you got to stay focused and you got to, put the time to go and put it together. So if you're really fast, if you know what you're doing, it can take you 30 minutes, maybe an hour. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're having issues with, or you plug the wrong cable in the wrong place, it may take you 2 hours. It all depends on what kind of setup you're setting. Like if you're doing water cooling, that adds extra time to set up the water cooling stuff before you turn the computer on, because you don't want to turn it on without the water cooling stuff set up properly. Otherwise, you got water everywhere. Okay. AtMadSexy is asking, what video card are you using? Right now, I'm using an overclocked. It was factory overclocked. GeForce GTX 1070. That's what I'm using right now. I'd like to upgrade to a 2070 or a 3070, but the problem is the prices on them are ridiculous right now. So once I do upgrade, I'm probably either upgrading to a 2070 or a 2080, and if I can. If I can get a 3070 or 3080, that's what I'd really like. So, again, graphics card dreams. All right, I know user says at Night Strike, what is a good video editing program for the occasional video editor? Something not too expensive but useful enough to add pixelation. So, honestly, if you're gonna do video editing, and the problem is, all the video editors out there, they're not easy to use, unfortunately. I know Clover is using Movavi, Movavi, and I've started using that a little bit too. It's a little better. Again, in the past, I've used OpenShare, or I think it's OpenShare. No, it's OpenShot. OpenShot is an open source video editing program. It's free. It'll do most of those functions. So look up OpenShot. Again, if you need something more, again, Movavi, it's paid, but it works. And I'm actually I'm trying to switch over to that and using that because it does it a little better. Arsatori says AVS is cheap and decent. That's good too. But there are a couple video editors out there, depending on what you want to use. There's another one that Matt uses and Never the Family uses, but it's what is it? It's not Final Cut Pro. It's Power Director. He uses Power Director. So You can check out Power Director if you want. That's what he uses. Roll Call uses that too. You can tell. But there are a couple programs out there. I'd recommend, if you're not all into video editing just yet, if you just want to get a taste for it, I recommend using OpenShot because it's free. You can download it, install it, and use it right away. But if you need something a bit, if you need a paid video editing software, AVS is good. Sony Vegas is good. Power Director is good. Movavi is good. I know Travis P11 uses that other one. I forget the name of it, but he uses a different video editor, and that seems to work. It's just not great with 4K. So, yeah, no, another user, I would recommend going and checking out OpenShot. Let me see if I can get a link for you, because it is actually a really decent open source video editor. I really do actually recommend it because it's if you just need something like similar to Power Director that just works, I mean, just download and install it and play around with it. There's the link for you. So there's that. All right. Let's see. Now that we're done with Tech Talk, I didn't think I'd get that far in. Welcome to Hit or Miss, guys. I'm your host, Night Strike. I've got George Cortez here with me. Nobody else checked their emails, so there's really nothing else. We'll go over one or two topics that I got tonight. I think I want to go through Washington because right now we're 5 years in. And no evidence that red flag laws are working in Washington. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like back in 2016, votes in Washington state approved a red flag as firearms seizure law, also called an extreme risk protection order. And 5 years later, there's no evidence that the law has had any beneficial effect on violent crime or suicides. But that's not stopping local media outlets from doing their best to spin the law as a valuable tool for law enforcement. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh. The Seattle Times has weighed in with a lengthy piece designed to advance the narrative that red flag laws are incredibly useful, though there's no real evidence to back up their claims. I really don't want to read their crap, but I have to. So, again, here's an excerpt. With guns at the very center of America's deep cultural and political divides, Biden is already facing pushback from critics and gun rights activists who argue the laws can be used to strip someone of their gun rights based on unproven allegations, which they can. Critics of gun regulations have also raised questions over whether the policies are effective. One thing is for sure is that it did not lower the homicide rate as promised and sold to the public. Alan Gottlieb, founder of the Bellevue-based Second Amendment Foundation, wrote an email. But most people who die from a gun do so by completing suicide. That doesn't sound right to me. Apparently, they need to redo their grammar. In 2017, for example, 75% of Washington's gun deaths were attributed to suicide, according to a report from Harborview Injury Prevention and Research Center. The national figure that year was 60%, which I'm still a little iffy on these numbers. I mean, you remember the left and even the media likes to throw out numbers that they haven't actually fact checked.
Yeah,
and when true. we actually bring actual factual numbers, they don't actually believe it.
Yeah,
and they try and disprove it. I mean, just look at any time someone's brought anything to Yankee. Again, I don't hate Yankee. I'm just making a point. But now gun safety advocates are pointing to recent research on King County that suggests extreme risk protection orders are getting firearms away from people who could harm themselves. In a study last year, the journal Injury Epidemiology, which analyzed King County's ERPO orders in 2017 and 2018, 30 of the 75 petitions applied to people described as at risk to themselves only. In an interview, Shannon Fattaroli, that's a nameful. One of the report's authors said, "If you ask me what the biggest impact of this law will be, without hesitation in my mind, it's going to be suicide." Now, if you want to point out suicide, yeah, great. It's great. Anyways, here's the basic problem with the assertion that red flag laws prevent suicide. The laws don't actually do anything to provide mental health resources for individuals deemed by a judge to be a danger to themselves. The red flag law allows guns to be seized, but leaves the troubled individual with easy access to knives, pills, ropes, belts, or anything else they could use to take their own life. In fact, the first 2 years after the red flag law was put on the books, the suicide rate in King County went up instead of declining. The same is true of suicides overall in the state. This is Washington State, by the way. In both 2017 and 2018, the suicide rate was higher than it was when the state's red flag law was approved in 2016. The Seattle Times actually hit on the real solution to this growing problem back in 2019 when it published an investigation into the state's mental health system. While Washington has the third highest rate of mental illness in the country, go figure, it's 49th in terms of inpatient beds available for those in crises. Even with new for-profit psychiatric facilities opening up in recent years, the state only has about 1,500 beds for those who need inpatient care. Building new psychiatric facilities costs a lot more money than slapping a gun control law on the books, however. And while voters may have brought into the idea that a red flag law could reduce suicide more effectively than providing actual help to those who need it, the dismal results in the 5 years since the law was approved in a statewide referendum provide plenty of evidence that more gun control isn't the answer, even when it's billed as a suicide prevention measure. And that was from Cam Edwards, BearingArms.com. Again, honestly, with that, yeah, things aren't good in Washington with red flag laws. So, all right. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up this next article. All right. Let's see. This one's pretty long. I don't know if I want to go over it because it's too long. All right. So let's talk about Illinois. Illinois lawmakers pass FOID bill over gun owner objections. Yep. Ooh. Yep.
Those wacky people.
I blame the majority of those for politicians that live in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's billed as a plan to fix the FOID, but legislation approved by the Illinois House and Senate has received far more criticism than praise from gun owners in the state. HB 562 not only shortens the amount of time that a firearm owner's ID card is valid, it raises the fees for applying for a permit, which is required before any Illinois resident can legally possess a firearm. before we do that, I know you just dropped the super chat saying, "Thanks for the information. Have a soda and a hot dog on me. No problem." Thank you, Onion User. Republican lawmakers have been trying to get rid of the FOID requirement entirely, pointing to months-long delays in processing FOID applications by the Illinois State Police, as well as a recent court decision declaring that the FOID requirement is unconstitutional, which it is. Right, George?
Yep, it sure is.
Because it's basically requiring you to have a separate identification card to own firearms. That's no bueno.
No, it's not.
No. At least when it comes to guns kept in the home. Democrats in control of both the State House and Senate rejected those arguments. However, and moved forward with the bill over the weekend, claiming the new legislation will fix fundamental flaws in the system. You mean add unnecessary burden onto the taxpayer already? Which I think that's what it does. They're trying to tax people out of being able to own firearms.
Yep, that's true. And also you have the people who have low income, not to be able to own a firearm because they can't afford the darn FOID card, or whatever,
I wish our buddy Leo Red was out here, because then he could really give us, some insight on Illinois and Chicago itself, because he lives in Chicago. He owns guns, and he's got some choice things to say about Illinois and Chicago in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And he should, because he has to deal with it on a constant basis. So
yes.
Some Democrats have issued statements to show their support of the bill. This includes State Senator Patrick Joyce, Democrat, Essex, who said, "One of the top issues I have heard about during my time in the Senate is the huge backlog of applications for folks trying to renew their FOID cards. This legislation streamlines the process, brings down the backlog, and focuses more resources on enforcement. It's clear that the system currently in place is not working, and it's long past time to get Illinois State Police back on track in a way that supports law-abiding gun owners. I'm proud to see this legislation advance." Okay. State Senator David Kohler, Democrat Peoria, also released a statement on the bill's passing. He said, "One of the biggest obstacles we face with the FOID system is the enormous backlog of applications. There has to be a compromise between having a safe, effective system without making the process unnecessarily difficult for owners who have proven themselves to be safe and responsible." I think that this legislation accommodates both of those objectives. No, you see, if you're trying to make the process more streamlined, then digitalize it and make it easier to get the paperwork from point A to B, make it easier for people to be able to renew, make it easier for people to be able to apply. Like if they can apply online, just give the driver's license number, any information. And if they have to pay a fee, which I don't support paying a fee, but unfortunately in the state of Illinois that's what you got, then do it. Let them do it that way. Then let them go in if they have to do any sort of concealed carry or anything or basic training course. Then make them do that. But again, you shouldn't have to do that for this kind of thing, but this is Illinois we're talking about. They're crazy.
Oh, yeah. They sure are.
Yeah. Okay.
Finding ways to just
he said he goes on to say that this legislation will allow Illinois State Police to really focus on keeping our community safe by ensuring that firearms are kept away from people who are dangerous, both to themselves and others. Bullshit. You're only further burdening the law-abiding people of your state, which Democrats all over the country have proven time and again they don't give a damn about the law-abiding. They don't care if you follow the law. If you are a gun owner, you are demonized and vilified no matter what. And that, you know, you should pay more taxes than everybody else because you are a gun owner. Commie bullshit. All right, we got another super chat from Daniel saying, when you get a second, see if I should buy this iBuy Power Pro Trace 4. All right, Daniel, just, you know, if you have any comments, questions on any of the computers you're looking at buying, go ahead and send me an email, lightstrike@gmail.com. I promise I will reply right away because I usually am pretty good about replying to emails. And if I'm not, it usually means that that I'm usually doing something. But I try and, you know, usually when I'm actually paying attention, I do try and respond to emails like really fast. So if you got a couple you're looking at, just send me a couple links and I can help you out with that. All right, let's go back to this. We're almost done with this, so then we can get out of here and, you know, do something that matters. Like, I don't know, maybe play with guns or something. I don't know. Can any lawmaker really claim with a straight face that the FOID requirement is keeping guns away from dangerous people? No, it's not. More than 30 people were shot in Chicago over Memorial Day weekend. Surprise, surprise. Imagine my shock, George. You see this? This is my surprised face. Oh, I don't have the camera on. Well, imagine me surprised. You've seen my face before.
Yes, I have.
I am totally surprised. And I say that with dripping with sarcasm. You know. And I'd venture, more than 30 people were shot over Memorial Day weekend, and I'd venture a guess that none of the shooters possessed a valid FOID card or concealed carry license. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The FOID requirement has done far more to prevent responsible citizens from being able to legally purchase a gun than it has to stop a criminal from obtaining a firearm. My guess is that those lengthy delays on the part of Illinois State Police in processing applications have led at least some applicants to acquire a gun illegally, not because they intend to use it to commit a crime, but because they're desperate to protect themselves in their home, and they'd rather run the risk of being arrested for possessing a gun without a FOID card than being unarmed and defenseless thanks to bureaucratic delays on part of the state. And maybe, I don't know, calls and bills to defund the police. Just saying. Now, there's really no fixing the FOID. It's an inherently flawed system that should be scrapped entirely. But with Democrats' control in Springfield, the best chances of that happening rest with the Illinois Supreme Court, which will soon have a chance to weigh in on the new constitutionality of the law. Let's hope that they see that the Democratic majority in the State House refusing to acknowledge the FOID requirement does far more damage to the Second Amendment rights of residents than it does to the aspirations of violent criminals. So, uh-oh. Ooh. Patriot in the Dark is plugging his own channel. Thanks, Patriot. Just, yeah. So go check out that guy, Patriot in the Dark. He's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
He posted a link out there in the chat.
He's a cool dude.
So, there we go. Laws don't stop lawbreakers. Jimmy, is that you? Is that Jimmy out there? That can't be Jimmy.
Olsen?
No. Jimmy James. I don't know if you remember Jimmy.
No.
So, Jimmy James is out there. Oh, I haven't seen him in forever. All right. So, All right. Daniel, I haven't gotten your email yet. I'm still waiting on Gmail to send it right through. So once I see it, I will let you know. But just remember, it's NIGHTSTRYKE@gmail.com. If you have a comment, question, or you just want to chat. Yeah. Jimmy, if you want to jump in, I've sent you a link. If you can't, that's cool. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, things aren't going good for Illinois. And I don't know if we got enough time to go on about what's going on with New Jersey, but apparently the Attorney General is weaponizing his office to attack out-of-state gun sellers. I guess people who are selling guns to people online and having them shipped to their FFL, which is legal.
Yeah.
Because, let's, instead of, let's attack crime at the source and actually go after criminals. No, let's just go after the law-abiding because that's easier.
Yeah, that is, right? It's easier because criminals, they have to do more work. They have to look for them.
Right? Oh, my God. Anyways, I really don't want to go over that because screw New Jersey. We're not going over that tonight.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it.
And now with all these dang shootings have been happening like every other day, at least once a week or whatever, it just, politicians are all going nuts and stuff and trying to do something, like trying to get the advantage, like, oh, with all these shootings, we should be able to pass this bill,
it's just, yeah. Let's see. Ooh. And no, Daniel, no. Come on, man, you're better than this. You are better than this. Oh wow. Oh, ouch! This is painful. No, that's too old a graphics card to use. No, do not order this, Daniel. Do not. That's too old a graphics card.
Everyone's going to be running around circles around you, man.
GT 730.
Oh, 730.
Those are old, man. Those are old. I don't want to use anything older than like a 970 right now. Oh, wow. No, Daniel. No. I will send you a couple links, Daniel, okay? Don't worry. I'll send you a couple. I got your back. So, yeah. Does anybody have any comments or any questions out there? Anything you want us to go over before we decide to pack it up and go home? Take our ball and go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The dinner bell will be ringing soon.
No, not for me. It's just I've run out of topics to talk about this evening.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy, is that you?
Fellow gesture.
Oh my God, it is Jimmy.
Okay.
What up?
He's alive.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You wouldn't respond to my texts when I was in Arizona in 2019. What the hell, man?
2019 was dark.
That dark, huh?
Yeah, it got dark. Got dark there for a couple years, but I'm back.
Yeah, so I guess your phone numbers changed then.
Yeah, it did. I'll give it to you when we get off there.
Yeah, because I texted you several damn times because I was in Phoenix for the Gun Rights Policy Conference in 2019.
Oh no shit! Yeah, see, I changed my phone number quicker than some changed their underwear.
Yeah, so I was hanging out with G and everyone in Phoenix through the whole thing, and we're like, "Where's Jimmy?" It's like I'm like, I tried to get a hold of Heavy B, and Heavy B said he didn't know your new number. So,
well, I got you right now. How long are you been on for?
I usually run for an hour, but the after chat, for those that don't join the chat, the after chat runs on for however long we feel like it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And basically, I set this up. This is GunTube Chamber. It's basically like a de facto Google Hangouts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So do you got to use like the decoders and all that other thing too, or no?
All you have to do is just log into YouTube and get your stream key, and then just punch it into GunTube Chamber.
Oh, sweet.
So
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm in Nevada now, so we're probably gonna start bringing it back. I seen you did Reloaded, the early watch Reloaded. That was kind of tight.
Yeah, I'm getting back to that. It's just my grandmother died a little while ago, and
My condolences, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I had to go on. I literally had to go on hiatus for about a month because of that whole situation. Because she was in the process of passing, and oh my God, just
Yeah, I know what you went through, man.
I
know what you feel, man.
It sucks, especially when I had to be there for my mom because it's her mother that was dying.
Oh man.
And oh my God, it was one hell of an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I believe you, man. I had to deal with similar things before like that, and my condolences, man. And trust me, you ain't got to explain your hiatus to me. I'm the king of hiatuses.
Yeah, I know, but I am bringing. We are restarting the early watch Reloaded. Eventually, it's just I got to get back to where I was from before my grandmother died.
Oh yeah, no, man. There's no rush. Because me and Tony were thinking about doing a weekly thing or something like that, something that wasn't every day. So, yeah, we would. That's definitely gonna be awesome.
And it might be that I might just restart the early watch Reloaded. We might do one day a week or something.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you want to jump in on that, you are more than welcome to, because it was not closed.
Yeah. Okay. So you still got everything running. That's cool.
Yeah. I just haven't done any lately, and Tony got kind of pissed because of this whole situation. I haven't told Tony I didn't give him everything. I just told him that things weren't going well, and then I did a couple of YouTube videos and told everybody what was going on, and how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely, man. It was recent or nah?
It was month before last.
Ooh, that's real recent. Yeah, man. My condolences, man. So how long you been rocking back with Hit or Miss or everything like that?
We've had a couple episodes after this, but I did have to go on. I did have to cancel Hit or Miss a week or two ago, just because I had to go. I spent most of the day at the funeral home getting her ashes.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, man, that's rough.
So and family wanted to make it a whole family day because my mom's an emotional wreck. So you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, not a fun situation at all.
No, it's not. So guys, again, if you guys got any suggestions, comments, ideas for the chat, just let me know. And with that, we'll just go through the room and let everyone say their outro, and we'll get the heck out of here. So, George, you got anything special you want to tell the people?
I'd just like to say thank you for the invite. Glad to be here. And check me out on Instagram on South Texas AR Guy, and see what happens later in the future, man.
We got to get you a YouTube channel. I mean, we got to get you a real South Texas AR Guy YouTube channel instead of just George Cortez. Yeah,
I know. It's just that was the Google account that I had made. I mean, a long time ago, and it's not even a Gmail. It's just it's when I did that Facebook type style Google thing that they had a couple years ago, and when they phased it out, I guess it just kept the account. And even though it's a different email, it's not a Gmail account, what they call it. It logs into my to YouTube. That's why I have it. It's under my name and stuff.
Yeah. And Jimmy James is here with us too. So Jimmy, say goodbye to everyone.
Bye, everyone. Oh, hey, and check out the channel. Earl Lee, like Earl, Lee, Watts. I want 1,000 subscribers too, Night Strike.
Yeah,
I've had 1,000 subscribers for a while, and I had like 1,040. Now I'm down like 1,009. So I got to get those rookie numbers up.
Well, la-dee-da.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I got to get those rookie numbers back up. So.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me on, though, man. Appreciate it. It's good to talk to you.
Yep. Guys, and then the user says, at Night Strike, thanks for the pro tips. I just downloaded OpenShot and will be giving it a test drive shortly. Okay, just make sure that if you don't know what you're doing with that, go on YouTube and even just, go on Google and type in OpenShot tips and tricks. There are a ton of tutorials out there for OpenShot. So, it's not like it's not used. It's just be aware that there is a difference between the Linux version and the PC version. The PC version doesn't use graphics processing too much yet. It relies primarily on your CPU, your processor. So the Linux version does both. They're working on that, but again, it still is a decent video editor, because a lot of the produced stuff I've done, and I know it's not great, but most of the produced videos I've done have been using OpenShot because it's free. All right. So with that, we'll see you guys later. Check out GunTube.org. Check out Nice Strike on Patreon. Check out GunTube on Patreon. And with that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Shall not be infringed.
Be infringed.
Give them the bird. That's a That's a calf rope.
Thank you for all the humanoids.
No, that's Nice Strike's thing. Forget that. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. So how do I turn this damn thing off?
I don't know. Maybe that's that red button.
What does this button do?
Not the green.